What's up, everybody? Thank you guys so much for joining this video. My name is Carlos and I am your host. And today we are going to be talking a little bit about the Callaway Elite Driver Series, specifically the Triple Diamond with the 3 different heads. I've had some experience for the past 3 weeks with them. And yeah, I have some insightful information and kind of like who this player's for. And that's kind of what I wanted to dive into in this video. So let's get right into the video. Today, Triple Diamond drivers. Let's talk about the original head that came out, and then a few months later, we got the Triple Diamond Tour Draw and the Triple Diamond Max. And I absolutely love this. This is something that you're not seeing from a lot of the OEMs is this low spin head, but with forgiveness and kind of manipulating CG. Like a lot of them will have your 10K heads, but they spin a lot. They're a bit shorter. Some of us still want that distance and that lower spin. We're not looking for just forgiveness. So it's cool to see a brand like Callaway kind of merging the two worlds between a forgiving driver, but keeping it low spin and putting that CG where it needs to be to get the ball flight you want. So let's dive into the 3 different heads. The first one I want to talk about, I had it for about a week or two, maybe 2 weeks, and immediately knew this is not the head for me. So a lot of forgiving drivers, say you're a higher handicap, mid to high handicap, you deal with a really big slice. What these manufacturers are going to do with a draw bias head is it's going to be usually a little bit more lofted. It's going to be pointing more left and wanting to start a bit more left, and they're going to put a lot more weight in the heel side. If you put weight towards the heel, that's going to cause the face to want to shut down, and you're going to get more of a draw bias swing. That's going to help you just avoid the right miss. Triple diamond heads, they are the opposite. It's usually for a player, better players kind of want to see a right miss, if anything, just a slight right miss, than snap hooks, or not snap hooks, but bad hooks and balls that are going left. If they can avoid one side of the course, they can play and navigate the course a little bit better. Again, that's not everybody, but that's kind of the majority. So with the triple diamond head, my miss is a right miss. I slightly play an out to in path and can usually deliver with a pretty square face, but that ball will start to fade out of the sky a little bit. And so I do use the Arco sensors, and I did want to show here. I wish it would pull up on the desktop, but you can only show your active driver. So you can see right here, club distances, all this good stuff, and this is fairways missed. So you can see in the middle there, we have our fairways hit, that 51% on the right. That's a right miss. So 51% of my balls with the triple diamond head were missing right. And I had the paradigm head before, just the paradigm standard head. Didn't have the X, didn't have anything else. It was just the just the paradigm core head. And I really, really liked it, and it was doing pretty well. It's funny, my miss right, left, and center was actually 33% perfectly. I only had the Arcos sensors for maybe 3 weeks before an internal component inside the driver broke. And so that is really the reason that made me get a new driver. I wasn't planning on it. I really liked the setup that I had with the Paradigm, and my shaft is the Ventus 6X TR shaft in blue. I really like this shaft. I've enjoyed it a lot. And so when I got these Elite heads, I just swapped the shaft, put my old shaft into it, and yeah, I was enjoying that setup a lot. Unfortunately, it broke, so then I tried the triple diamond. I didn't know at the time when I did the trade and got the triple diamond head that they came out with a max in a tour draw until a few weeks in, and I was struggling again with this right miss and my ball's going right, and I decided, like, shoot, this isn't going to work out. I'm going to fight this fade all the time. And so a couple weeks later, I see tour draw, and I'm like, oh man, if I could have, it's such a similar head shape. It looks so similar. You still have that front and back weighting, and it's a 9 gram and a 3 gram weight that you can switch to the front and back to get some higher, lower spin. And I was like, it looks almost the same. But if that weight in CG is pulled more towards the heel and helping me get that ball to be a little bit more draw bias, that's perfect for me. I still play a fade with it, but it's more draw bias. And so here's what I wanted to show you guys. It's very interesting to look at these numbers now. So you can see here, now we're looking at the head that I'm currently in. It's carrying further. It's more optimized. you can see my misses are still a little bit on the right, but it's not nearly as bad. We're hitting more fairways compared to, where was it on the other guy? Let's see, 29% of fairways with the triple diamond head, and now I'm hitting 45%. And you're seeing that we're getting a lot more centered. And what's good about this is some people will be like, well, you don't want a two-way miss. 23% is a huge miss. You can see it's like 14 shots, 19 shots, and 27 down the middle. What this is doing is my misses are a lot better. And that's golf. It's, if you can miss, your misses aren't as bad, you're starting to improve, you're gaining strokes, and you're playing a good game of golf. And so it's very interesting to see that these heads really do make a difference. They really do impact. Obviously, they wouldn't be making different heads and putting all this R&D behind them just for no reason if they're going to do the same thing. But depending on your swing, it's really essential to find the right type of head. So triple diamond, it's naturally going to sit a little bit more open, fade bias. Tour draw, obviously, it's going to be more draw bias. And then you have the max, which the max is where I feel like most people that want a lower spin head or struggle with hitting really high balls and want to see it launching a bit lower and a bit more penetrating, the max head is a really great option. It's not going to be super draw bias like the Tour draw is, but you're going to be getting more forgiveness, a slightly more weight backwards in the head that's going to allow a little bit more spin and allow a bit more forgiveness. But still, again, it's kind of like a paradox, but a low spin head but with forgiveness. I think that's so cool to see because you can get some serious distance out of these. I don't think my distance by any means is like insane or like super, super good. But I think having my focus right now being hitting more fairways and putting the ball in play and having less penalty strokes, carrying the ball on the course 250, 255, and having it roll out 270, like those drives are fine. I have some that are getting out a bit further, but that's not really the goal. I'm more focused on getting the ball in play and where I want it. There are some drives that I've had roll out this past week. I'm just looking at them here. 265, 288. So we do have some deeper balls, but I'm not chasing 300. That's not really my goal because the second I start doing that, we're taking drops, we're taking penalty strokes. So we're trying to stay in play. So if you've considered any of these Callaway drivers, even the core models, but if you've considered the triple diamond, what do you think? Do you guys have any questions about these? I'm super interested to hear what you guys have to say and hear. Currently, right now, my handicap is at an 11.1, I believe. Yeah, 11 handicap is what Arcos is putting me at. So I'm getting better. Pretty big strides from last year. I was probably sitting around a 15 to 16. But yeah, I wanted to just show you guys really quick my whole setup where I'm at. I have the Golf Pride MCC Plus 4 mid-size grips, the new Gen 3 Arcos sensors in there. Already talked about the shaft, Ventus TR 6X blue. This guy right now is my 10.5 head. I have it down a degree and in the draw setting as well. So -1. So it's at 9.5 now. And the reason I do that is when you have a driver, let's say this is the face. If you have the hosel in here, when you loft a driver, it naturally is going to close the face a bit. When you de-loft a driver, it's going to open the face a bit. So I like that Callaway has the variable to put it -1, but put it in a draw setting to kind of close that face and keep it closed. Or else you'd be getting into a similar issue that we had with the core triple diamond head. So I'm glad that we were able to put it in a draw setting with a -1. I probably should have went with a 9.5 head anyways. I just get a lot of height. I used to struggle with low balls with a steep swing and hitting down on a driver, but now I figured out the swing mechanics to hit up, and so I probably didn't need to go with a 10.5 degree head, but that's what we got. I'm not going to go buy another head. So 9.5, I really like where it's at. It gaps well with my R7 mini driver to have that one in a 13.5 and this guy in a 9.5. So yeah, that's currently where I'm at. That's currently what I'm gaming, and I've absolutely enjoyed it. I don't love the aesthetics on the bottom of the driver, but the address from the top, having none of that like the Callaway logo or anything, just having it black with just this tiny little elite on the back, it is super good looking and just visually satisfying to look at. There's not a lot going on. It's not busy, and I like that in a driver head. So I've really enjoyed this. Let me know if you guys have any questions. If you guys have enjoyed this video, found it insightful, have any questions, leave them in the comments, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and we will see you in the next one. Peace.